Now is a great time to lease a 2014 Ford Fusion. Everyone can lease a 2014 Fusion SE for only $199 a month for 24 months with $25.38 due at signing.
Right now, a DTE Energy worker is in critical condition after being shot in front of his home. It happened just as he was heading to work this morning. 7 Action News reporter Anu Prakash talked to the victim's neighbors and has the latest on the investigation now from Detroit's West Side.
The last time I spoke to him was last night. We just spoke to each other, talked about the weather, said it was cold, and that was that.
Jerron Humes never imagined he'd wake up to hear that his neighbor, whom he had just spoken to, would be fighting for his life in the hospital.
He's a pretty cool guy, if you ask me, the best neighbor you could ever have.
Wow.
You know, it's because he was into helping the community.
That neighbor works for DTE Energy. Police haven't released his name, but say the victim was warming up his DTE Energy van, getting ready to go to work when someone shot him in front of his home near 8 Mile in Livernois. Neighbor Kevin Marchese says he heard those shots at 6:40 this morning.
I heard 5 shots. I then heard a vehicle that sounded like it was speeding away towards 8 Mile.
Marchese says the victim was found lying in the snow.
My neighbor, who lives on the same side of the street of the sidewalk where the man fell down, said he looked out right after the shots were fired. He said that he seen the man wandering towards 8 Mile, then turning back towards his house. He was probably in shock from being shot, so he turned back towards his house, then keeled over on the sidewalk.
We're told the victim was struck in the head, chest, and side. Detroit police say they are working every angle trying to find the shooter and figure out the motive. DTE Energy released this statement on its Facebook page saying in part, "Our heartfelt thoughts and prayers go to our team member and his family during this difficult time." Words echoed by the victim's neighbors.
I hope he pulled through, and you know, I'm praying for the family.
On Detroit's West Side, Anu Prakash, 7 Action News.
Now is...
Well, that's not good news. I heard about that this morning. I also heard speculation that it may have been somebody, excuse me, that was pissed off because heat had been cut off or something. They didn't pay their DTE Energy bill or whatever. I don't know how true that is, but where has society gone? It's the same old senseless acts of violence. Last I heard, this guy lost his eye. And if I heard correctly, it was a brief thing on the radio earlier, so I don't want to give misinformation, but...
Merry Christmas!
Oh, sorry about that. I had heard that he lost his eye because they had to relieve the pressure on his brain. I don't know. And now I hear he's fighting for his life, so definitely not good news. Usually when you watch the news, you don't get good news. It's nice when you do, but anyway, I hope this guy pulls through, and I hope they find out and find the fucking asshole that did this. There is no value for human life. It's been proven many times. If people valued human life, there'd be a lot less killings, wouldn't there? You wouldn't be hearing stories about somebody getting shot for their belongings, for their car. I mean, if you don't value someone else's life, how can you value your own? And why should anybody value yours? That's just the way I see it. I mean, to kill somebody or shoot them and try to kill them for no good reason, you have to be a sick individual. I'm sorry. It's not. Killing somebody is not a natural act. I never want to kill anybody. Obviously, if they broke in my house, I would do what I had to do. Hope that I never have to do anything like that. I carry a gun for protection. I've never had to point it at anybody. There was a time, once 2 years ago where I thought I was going to have to point it. Because I work in Detroit, and I was at Sherwood and Outer Drive. And I'm sitting at the light by the Coney Island. And it was summertime, the window was down. And my parents' neighbor's car was waiting to get my truck. And And I'm sitting there, and over here on the passenger seat was a lunchbox. Because I have 2 lunch boxes. I have one with food and one with certain things I keep in the vehicle. Well, my pistol was in that lunchbox. Now I'll show you a depiction, I suppose, if I can. I'm sitting here, right? And then these 2 people are over here. The Coney Island was over here. There's nothing here but the street. So this is the sidewalk on the other side of me. Sitting here at the light, I look over. They're standing over here. Well, the Coney Island's actually right over here. They start coming this way like they're going to go in front of me. No big deal. All of a sudden they do this. And they're coming towards my window. So pretty much all I did was, I seen it. I didn't like the feeling. So I pretty much just reached over like this and brought it over here. They saw me reach. When they saw me reach, basically what they did was all of a sudden they went like this, went around behind me, the light changed, and I took off. So, don't know what they wanted. I didn't give a fuck what they wanted. I didn't like the feeling. I thought it was odd. And number 2, where the fuck were they? And where the fuck was I? They know where they're at. Whether they had any ill will towards me, wasn't going to find out. Didn't want them next to my window. Didn't want to have to pull the gun either. Thankfully, I didn't. As soon as they saw me reach and grab, they went around back. That's probably why, I'm guessing. So if they wanted to do something to me, they changed their mind, or maybe they wanted money. I don't fucking know. They didn't look to be poor and destitute either, so I don't know. But Detroit is a very dangerous city. I mean, it's dangerous everywhere. Obviously, some areas are worse than others. But anyway, like I said, I hope this guy pulls through. And I don't know, it's not good. Every day when I go to work, I got to keep my eye on everything around me because I go early in the morning. And let me tell you, my pistol's right there, right next to me. Because I take Sherwood every morning. And when if I have to stop at a light, I'm always looking around me. You can call me paranoid or what, but I keep myself aware, especially in a bad neighborhood. I mean, there's another thing you never do in a place like that, whether it's Detroit or any bad neighborhood. You never, ever pull straight up to a car. You always leave a space where you can go around them, one way or the other, because there's been cases where they'll block you in, and they'll do whatever they're going to do. Light turns red, you pull up, car behind you pulls right up, you can't get out, they get out of the car, and you're a sitting duck. So, everyone be safe, no matter where you live, and just pay attention to what's going on around you. Look what happened to this guy today. Of course, I'm sure he never dreamed that anything like that would happen. It just seems so senseless. If I hear anything else about the story, if they catch the person and come to anything, I will make another video and let you guys know. Thanks. Please rate, subscribe if you'd like. Or if you don't, then you don't like, but have a good one.